Good afternoon, I'm Amin Carlos and welcome to News on 2. Today marks 1,440 years since Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, undertook the migration or hijrah from Mecca to Medina, also known as Awal Muharram, the first day of the Muslim calendar, which is a time for reflection, rumination and a chance to reset our way of life. The official celebration of the national level Mal Hijrah 2018-1440 Hijrah at Masjid Wilayah Persekutuan last night was officiated by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Muhammad V.
His arrival was greeted by Deputy Prime Minister Dato Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail and Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Dato Dr. Mujahid Yusuf Rawa. The event began with the Chief Imam of Masjid Putra Dato Abdul Manaf Mat reciting the end of the year 1439 Hijrah and the beginning of the 1440 Hijrah Doa before leading the Maghrib prayers, followed by a recital of special Doa and Ishaq prayers. In his speech, Dato Dr. Mujahid said the theme for the Ma'al Hijrah celebrations this year was Menyantuni Umat Membawa Rahmat, which carries an important message of sharing noble values. Meanwhile, President of the Dar al-Hikmah College, Professor Dato Dr. Siddiq Fadzil, was conferred the National Tokoh Ma'al Hijrah Award in conjunction with the Ma'al Hijrah celebration last night. He was chosen based on his great contribution in upholding Islam at the national and global level, recognized by various parties through writing books, magazines and monographs.
Perbezaan kaum saya pikir bukan masalah. Yang jadi masalah ialah kita yang gagal menyikapi perbedaan kaum. Ya, perbedaan adalah ciptaan Allah. Tuhan sendiri yang maukan adanya perbedaan-perbedaan seperti itu. Jadi kita harus bersikap positif. Ya, kepelbagaian boleh membawa kepada kekuatan.
Professor Dato Dr. Siddiq, who is also Islamic Consultative Council MPI panel chairman, received a cash reward of 100,000 ringgit, a medal and certificate of appreciation from the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Muhammad V.
Two Indonesian fishermen are feared kidnapped in waters off Semporna during curfew hours at about 1 a.m. today. And Sabah police indicated that 4 crew members on a fishing vessel had just docked at the Pulau Gaya jetty in Semporna when the incident happened. Now, it is learned that about 1 a.m., one of the crew members heard the engine sound of an approaching pump boat and suddenly the power supply of their vessel were cut off. 2 of the crewmen who had hid inside the compartment of the fishing vessel heard men speaking in the Suluk dialect, well, most likely Filipinos, and through a hole saw 2 armed men on board. About an hour later, when all was quiet, the 2 fishermen came out of hiding but found 2 of their friends and the vessel's radio communication system missing. The survivors were said to have lodged a report at the Semporna police station. And authorities from the Royal Malaysia Police, PDRM, and Eastern Sabah Security Command, ESCOM, have confirmed the incident, but more details on it are still being ascertained. This would be the first kidnapping incident in almost 2 years. A former aide to Deputy Home Minister Dato Aziz Jaman, who was alleged to have used his smartphone to take an upskirt photo of a female worker at an optometry shop in a shopping complex in Kuala Lumpur, has been arrested at 1 p.m. yesterday. And Sentul Police Chief ACP R. Munusami said the arrest of the 47-year-old aide was made to facilitate investigation under Section 14 of the Minor Offences Act in 1955 and Section 509 of the Penal Code. Now, Dato Aziz yesterday sacked his aide following the despicable act of the individual as it tarnished his image and credibility as a Home Deputy Minister. Now, police have advised members of the public not to spread the video as it is still under investigation. He added that information can contact Senior Investigation Officer ASP Azrizal Khairul Abdul Qadir at 019-276-9117 at the Central District Police Headquarters at 03404-82233. Police yesterday obtained an order to extend for 3 days the remand order on the wife of murder victim Cradle Fund Chief Executive Officer Nazrin Hassan to facilitate investigations into her husband's death in a fire on June 14. Now, the order was issued by Magistrate Nurul Huda Zakaria, allowing the woman to be in remand until Thursday. Now, the woman's lawyer Hisham Tepotek said he would submit an objection to the Shah Alam High Court today regarding the 7-day remand order issued against the deceased's two stepsons aged 16 and 14 on Saturday. On August 3rd, police reclassified the case as murder under Section 302 of the Penal Code after traces of petrol were found in the room that caught fire during forensic investigation conducted by the Fire and Rescue Department. Cradle Fund is a company under the Finance Ministry and was formed to develop technology, entrepreneurs and ecosystem startup companies in Malaysia. It is also the agency which provided initial funding for successful companies such as Grab, MyTaxi and iMoney. Two individuals were found buried under a collapsed bridge in Kota Baru, Kedah at 10:15 p.m. yesterday. And Police Chief DSP Barudin Wariso said both victims were believed to have been riding on a motorcycle heading towards Taman Serdang in Bandar Baharu. The bridge was believed to have collapsed when they were on it despite a clear weather. And the body of the first victim was pulled out of the rubble at 12:15 a.m., while the second was pulled out at 12:20 a.m. Both bodies were sent to Kulim Hospital for post-mortem. To date, no information of the victims have been acquired. Well, police picked up 21 drug addicts during an operation dubbed Ops Tapis in Seberang Perai Utara, which started at 5 p.m. yesterday and concluded in the wee hours of today. And all the suspects aged 18 to 41 were detained at various areas, including Ujung Batu, Kampung Bagandalam, Kampung Perlis, Jalan Mengkuang and Jalan Kampung Gajah. Now, Seberang Perai Utara District Police Chief ACP Nur Zaini Muhammad Nur said a number of the suspects were found high on drugs during the raid. And several behaved aggressively in a bid to run away but failed evading capture. ACP Nur Zaini said some of the areas that were raided were drug dens, and all detainees were later handed over to the National Anti-Drug Agency, AADK, for further action. The operation involved 11 personnel, including one officer. Perdana Express Bus Company has given the assurance that it will take the necessary precautions to guarantee passengers' safety throughout their journey. And Managing Director Laili Ismail said throughout the company's 9 years as a public transport service provider, it has done its utmost in complying with the existing safety procedures for express bus operators.
Laili was commenting in regards to a road accident involving the company's express bus along kilometer 12.5 Jalan Ipoh Lumut, Perak on September 2nd. Records indicated that during the accident, the bus was traveling at a speed of 81 kilometers an hour, well below the 90 kilometers speed limit, thus dispelling the notion that speed had led to the accident.
Pihak Express Perdana amat berduka cita dan bersedih dengan berita kemalangan yang berlaku baru-baru ini. Kemalangan tersebut merupakan kemalangan nyawa kali pertama dan terburuk sepanjang 9 tahun Express Perdana beroperasi daripada tahun 2009 sehingga ke 2018.
He said a special committee would be visiting the 38 passengers involved in the accident to identify the ways to assist them, adding that the next of kin of the deceased have received 10,000 ringgit from the company. During the 5 a.m. incident, bus driver Muhammad Azizul, 31, and passenger Munzira Jalaluddin, 20, a student of University Technology Mara, UITM Sri Iskandar Perak, were killed.
Pakatan Harapan Terengganu is disappointed with the action taken by several irresponsible quarters which stated that they objected the sentencing carried out against the two women who were caned for having sex with each other in a car. Its chairman, Senator Dato' Raja Kamarul Bahrin Shah, said fake flyers were distributed on public cars outside of the court compound.
Dato' Raja Kamarul Bahrin said the flyer, which contained a statement from the party's headquarters, claimed that the punishment was a form of oppression towards the LGBT community.
Ini adalah satu sikap yang tidak bertanggungjawab untuk menimbulkan banyak keresahan di antara rakyat. Dan rakyat telah penat selepas pilihan raya untuk dipermainkan secara begini dengan fitnah-fitnah yang cara murahan. Dan kita cubalah memberi ruang sebab boleh kepada pihak untuk bersuara dan ini bukanlah caranya.
Speaking at a press conference held at his office in Kuala Terengganu, Datuk Raja Kamarul Bahrin said a police report has been lodged by the Secretary of Terengganu Amanah Zulkifli Ali at the Dungan Police Headquarters. The police report was lodged on September 5th.
Well, MCA's massive loss at the Balakong state by-election on Saturday is proof that the party is irrelevant and absolutely rejected by Chinese voters. And Finance Minister and DAP Secretary General Lim Guan Eng said the main factor of MCA's by-election loss is because Malaysians reject the racial politics and religious extremism it practices.
According to Lim, Pakatan Harapan's win on September 8th clearly signals that the people's support towards the government remains intact and strong.
Pilihan raya kecil berlakon, undi pakatan telah naik daripada 77 kepada 85. Sedangkan pembangkang telah turun daripada 23 kepada 15. Tetapi pihak parti pembangkang yang diwakili oleh MCA boleh cakap ini satu kemenangan mereka kerana undi mereka naik. Saya pun tak tahu sama ada mereka boleh kira atau tidak.
Lim said this to reporters during a press conference at Georgetown, Pulau Pinang. He was commenting in response to MCA's high leadership statement saying that the party still had the support of the Chinese voters despite their by-election defeat. During Saturday's Balakong by-election, PH candidate Wong Siu Ki obtained 22,508 votes, defeating MCA candidate Tan Chi Tiong, who garnered only 3,975 votes.
Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs Minister Dato' Saifuddin Nasution Ismail said those who have complaints regarding the Sales and Services Tax or SST can now do so via their WhatsApp application. Well, he said the application makes it easier for users to include their full name, receipt image and the name of their premises in question sent to the number 019-279-4317, following which action will be taken within 24 hours. Well, he said this after attending a briefing on the implementation of SST held by the Customs Department in Alostar, Kedah. 642 complaints were received through WhatsApp since the medium was introduced in September 1st last year, with most of the complaints involving the prices of food and drinks in restaurants. Meanwhile, Dato' Saifuddin Nasution also said since the implementation of the SST, the ministry has witnessed a decline in the prices of goods of about 0.2 to 12.9%. Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo said broadband service provider Telekom Malaysia, or TM, needs to find solutions to improve the internet access nationwide. And in his Twitter post, well, he said, it was the government's policy to provide broadband internet access to the people and give emphasis to the best quality of services besides being able to compete with other countries on the international scale. The Puchong Member of Parliament said this in response to complaints of several Twitter users that the internet access in several locations in the country remains unreliable, despite users being charged with unreasonable prices. He said the matter is now under the ministry's scrutiny and discussions will be held soon, with all telcos offering new packages. Gobind also asked TM to re-evaluate its Trimix broadband service, which was alleged to be unsatisfactory. Meanwhile, TM Group, in its reply on Twitter, said that they had taken note of the comment and suggestions. And with that, we conclude this afternoon's News on 2. In our top story, 2 Indonesian fishermen feared kidnapped near Semporna. Do join us again at 7 this evening. And to everyone, of course, salam ma'al hijrah. I'm Amin Carlos, and thanks for watching.